So, I've noticed this tendency that whenever I feel the happiest, most positive, most at peace with myself, I tend to take a lot of photos and videos. My camera is always full with funny videos, photos of my friends, of myself, also just random stuff that made me enjoy my time. But whenever I feel more negative with myself and my surrounding and in general the things that I'm doing, and I don't feel like I'm doing enough, or I just feel more anxious about my current state and my future and all of that, I don't take any photos or videos or whatever, and my photo album is mostly stagnant. There's just random screenshots I needed for uni, small like photos that I sent to my mom or something like that, but never something that never something important to me. And so I feel very unfulfilled with that, and I feel empty at that moment. So here we are trying to work with that. So now I'm on Christmas holiday. I came to my town. I live in Madrid, and I came here to my mom to visit her. And I have around 6 days here by the beach, which is amazing. But I wanted to talk about kind of the way I perceive Christmas and in general any holiday that I spend here. Kind of always on social media and stuff, and just from talking to my friends, always notice like that Christmas is something that everyone has so much fun, but in a more general sense, like everyone goes back home, they visit all of their friends, they go out with all of their friends, and I don't know, they kind of do that. I don't have any friends here. I don't have any friends in particular here that I really want to meet, or I'm like would go out. Except for my mom, which is more than enough, to be honest. But I always kind of thought to myself in a way that every time I go here for Christmas, I don't do anything, because I don't do anything in the sense that a general Christmas holiday should look like. I don't have a lot of friends in general. Most of them also live abroad, so we all live in different countries. Unfortunately, I would love to see them regularly, but I don't get to see them on holidays as much as I wanted to. So I kind of had to work with that and try to find ways of having fun with myself when I'm on holidays where I cannot really have a lot of social interactions per se. And yeah, I always, whenever I explained to my friends, like described what I was doing and stuff, they all kind of just thought that I was not having any fun and that I was just losing my time. But in reality, I wasn't. I was probably having the best time of my life. I like being alone. So for me, whenever I'm out of social interaction, I have time and space to do something that I truly enjoy, and I can put my whole mind to it. I don't have any distractions and stuff. So yeah, I kind of spent Christmases with a anxious idea that I'm not doing anything and that I'm wasting my time. But actually I was not. Also about Christmas, my not my fear, but my point of confusion is that a lot of the people just go back to their hometowns, so they kind of just go back to their past lives, and they spent their Christmas holiday in a way that they used to. And I don't really like that because I feel like I'm losing, for like a week or two, I'm losing all of the progress I did in my life and all of my changes. And now all of that just like kind of vanished for 2 or 3 weeks. And after I come back home, I don't feel like I've lived that Christmas. Like, I feel like I spend it definitely, but I did not, like, it's not part of my life. I don't know. And after that, I usually used to feel like very empty, that as if I like returned to a past routine, but in the same mindset and as I was doing that routine like 2 or 3 years ago. And that really did not sit well with me, and I don't know. So now I am finishing my book. I've been reading a lot this year, and I will talk about it later, maybe in the video. But I have a last chapter of this book. I'm Russian, so I can read on in that. I did not know that this was an American author for some reason. I thought he was French. And I bought the copy in Russian and not in English, which was... And I'm on my last chapter, and I'm very excited to finish, but I'm very nervous because right now you cannot really tell how this book might end. Like, I have a few hypotheses on how it might end, and I really hope so that it's not gonna end in the worst way that I've created in my head. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm at the beach, so I'm thinking of sitting there though, because it's really gorgeous here. I love going here. It's very calming, and it's very like, you know, like you have a nature place next to your home. If you have like a forest or like a lake or something like that, and you used to go here all the time when you were a kid, you would know how this feels. And this place, well, not this place exactly, but in general, this beach part feels like that. Like, whenever I come here, I feel very... You know, this book ended in the best way I could imagine. So that's an amazing asset of my day. So this video, I wanted to make it like a summary of 2025 for me, to just memorize it as a good year and talk about things that I've been doing that made me feel better, more content with myself. So one of the things that came into my mind of why this year felt that different was that I've noticed a lot of my friends and generally people around me saying that, oh, we don't do anything, we should go out more, we should do something. We're like in a great city, we're around like 20 years old, everyone, so we should do something. But then nothing ever got really done. And because of that, because I noticed that I don't spend as much time with my friends, not because I don't like them, but just because we kind of lack the skill of planning all the time, doing something together. I've kind of feel like I subconsciously tried to find things that I enjoy and I have fun, by myself. So some hobbies that fulfill me and that I can be doing by myself. Also, because of that, these comments that were thrown throughout like past 2 years, I'd say, I kind of felt like everything I was doing in my routine was me wasting time, waiting for the moment where we finally go out and do something. And usually it was not that frequent. So imagine I was doing nothing for 2 weeks, and then one time we went out and that was like the best time of my life, but it still will felt not enough, like not enough. So I wanted to start having that fun but by myself, like finding spots during my routine that I could work on and that I could stabilize in a way that I can rely on them. I can rely on the fact that while doing them, I will have fun no matter what. So I think this year I spent time working on that to improve it. I feel like I was subconsciously pushed into the fact that I want to try to learn something or do something that would not longer feel like I'm wasting time or that I'm constantly bored. Because when I was constantly bored, the easiest way of interacting was texting my friends, and if they can't do anything or they don't want to do anything, my second best choice was my phone, and I hated that. uh, Going on my phone for like religiously 8 hours a day was horrible. I feel like, I mean, it was not that bad. Induced I still got great information, and I feel like it's very pretentious to say that TikToks and Instagrams and social media ruin our brain and whatever, because a lot of people get great information. I used to get amazing information, I still do, but in long term I feel like it was quite negative on myself, on my mindset. I felt, I felt like I was always getting some information, but I was never doing anything with it. So I was just been collecting all of the things in my phone, getting an impression that I am that person who I want to be through my social media, but in the end I was not doing any of those stuffs, and that probably what made me feel the worst. And so now my friends still do make these comments, but now whenever they say something like that, I just feel like, oh no, but I'm actually not wasting my time, I don't feel like I'm not doing enough. Now I feel like I'm doing like more, not more than enough, but I'm doing enough to enjoy my life outside of social interaction, so by myself and within it. So whenever now my friends say something like that, I just kind of feel like I cannot agree with y'all because I'm doing something. I do something, and it's not in a bad way, like I'm better than them or any that sense. It's just the way I feel. I feel very in touch with myself. I feel very present. So that's been amazing. I feel like that this past year, just subconsciously, I've been trying to get off my phone as much as I could. It helped a lot with my anxiety, with my, I feel like even personal development, like my character has improved way more. I feel like I'm softer, like I get less, I feel less angry, I feel less insecure for sure. I feel more, as I said, present, like in my path of life, like what I'm doing right now, it makes me feel great about myself, and that's amazing. one of the hobbies that I'm proud of that I took up this year was reading. I think it happened kind of randomly. I was as well here for the Christmas holiday, and I brought like 1 or 2 books in hopes that I would read something. And at that time I was kind of in a weird emotional state. Like I was super confused. I did not know what I wanted to do. I was also studying a lot. So for the first like few days I was studying and then sitting on my phone for the rest of the day. And then that was even worse. That would made me absolutely wanna fly out of the window, jokingly. And I had a horrible anxiety attack, and at night I feel like I was too like in my mind, and I was keeping up a lot of feelings or whatever worries in my mind, and then I had a horrible attack, and then I was like, maybe I should do something that will not make this repeat. And I started reading one of the books that I took, which was it was Dead Poets Society. I don't remember the author, but I really do love the movie, and the book is like this short, and I thought that I would definitely be able to finish it because it's like, I feel like it's less than 100 pages and it's like kind of mini version of the book. So yeah, I was thinking I will make another video on these kind of things with recommendations or just like my experience. I don't think I'm experienced enough to recommend anything, but whatever. So that kind of helped a lot. I finished the book in a few days, which was crazy to me. I cannot really finish books. So I kind of feel like after that anxiety thing, I started to, I hope I'm not repeating myself. I started to, I decided I should get a hobby that can make my thoughts disappear for some time, that I could do something that does not require my thought process as much. Like, of course it does, but I'm saying not in a way where I sit and I think about my life, I don't know, just general ideas that I had. So something that will take space in my mind for an hour or 2 with something else, and that would require some kind of focus as well. So I think that was, I love the fit. That was what kind of drew me to reading. I read a few books. First, now I notice how much faster I read, but also how much faster I can process information. So that's been helpful a lot with anything, like with any way of watching a movie. When a movie is a bit different, I'll talk about it, but any article I read, any video that's more like subject based, I take a lot faster to process it, to understand it, to have my own thoughts about it as well, which is important, and being able to dissect any kind of written information, even not written but mostly written, which have been really helpful, especially with my uni work. But my goal was to stay consistent, because I might read a book and then not read for 2 weeks, and not because, oh, this book was so like great that I need to live with it for a few weeks before starting something new. No, it was mostly because I was like, oh, but I read a book, now I need to take a break because I'm so great I was able to finish a book. My goal was to stay consistent and try to be reading a book any point of my day. So any point of the year I had some book to read, which was great. I feel like I've read very great books, and I've read like books that were still, I mean, it was still great to be in the moment, because I feel like for me it was even hard to understand what kind of books I am enjoying most, and now I feel like I kind of understand it way more, which is great. Actually, I've made a rule for myself that I read at least one point of the day. I have to read, but I was trying to read for at least a few, like 20-30 minutes at least, before going to bed, which helped me a lot with not going on my phone for the same time. It really proved that I can find time to do any of those things that I enjoy. So I could not longer excuse myself, because I knew that I have time. I just get on my phone. That's why it's an excuse, because I'm on my phone all the time. Reading is a great hobby, and it's just good. It's just good. We have to stop denying it. It's just great. I'm having so much fun while doing it, which is kind of the most important thing. Just do it because you have fun doing it, not because you want to look a certain way and be a certain way. So it's just fun. I just have so much fun by myself with a little tea or coffee, with my book, maybe a little snack, in my bed. Best time of the day, no joke. I was trying to be aesthetic and film a little outro. I stepped on my shoelace and I almost fell and broke the cup. Just have fun. Don't try to be anyone. So also, one of the things that I wanted to do this Christmas is to organize my room. This year I moved to another apartment, so I decided that I will get rid of my closet as much as I can, and in general, not only clothes, but also just some decor or some craft stuff that I don't use anymore. So I kind of cleared a lot of stuff. I brought a lot of stuff back before moving into my apartment, but I did not have time to clean anything here. So I thought I would do it here. I thought I would do it now during the Christmas holiday. And already yesterday I cleared up this part of the wardrobe, like the shelves. And today I decided that I will finish doing it and I will show it, because I usually find those stuffs interesting, so I thought this might be interesting as well. It's now bathroom time. asleep, so I don't know if I can, how loud I can talk, because we're very light sleepers, so we can hear everything and we can wake up to everything. So I'm gonna try to be quiet, but also so that you guys can hear me making breakfast. It's a collective breakfast because I'm leaving today, so I have to kind of eat as much as I can from the fridge, because my mom is also leaving in 2 days or so, and we have so much food in the fridge and we don't like to waste. With the goal of not getting on my phone as much, I've been trying to prioritize like long form or complicated form media, which is films as well. And I've been trying to watch films or even like long YouTube videos. That as well kind of counts. This holiday also watched, I think, a few, like 4 or 5 films. I don't know if I should go through them. I watched, in case someone is interested, I watched Urchin. I thought it was fine. It was very well put together visually and character-wise. Like, the actors were great, the character description was great, the visual, the music, all of that was amazing. But in general, it was not like something very impactful for me. Like, it was a good movie to watch. It's fun. I would recommend to watch it because it's also independent cinema or whatever, so that's great. Then I watched Harmony Lessons. This was amazing. Such a great watch. It's a Kazakh movie, which I think I've never watched a Kazakh movie, I'm not sure. It was amazing. It's about this boy who gets bullied in a school that's like in a very small village in Kazakhstan. He has PTSD, and then you see how this PTSD impacts the rest of his life and all of that. So that was amazing. I definitely recommend. I watched Daisies. I don't really have much to say about it. It was fun because of the visuals, but probably only the visuals, and the imagery, language, and all of that will stick in my brain. Well, then I watched Boiling Point by Takeshi Kitano. It was good, more or less. Mostly about Japanese mafia culture, Yakuza culture, and impotence of male violence, so it was fun. There's also like one scene for what you should watch the entire movie, you know. Then I watched Love and Death by Woody Allen. Good movie, amazing movie. Laughed so hard. Well, not that hard, but I laughed out loud, which happens rarely. So, great movie. And then I watched yesterday Perfect Blue. Perfect Blue by Satoshi Kon, I think it was. Amazing. Almost amazing. Like, it was so interesting. I think I did not breathe for an hour and a half, or how long it was, the movie. I was like at the end of the movie. So it was great. I definitely recommend. It's a very interesting plot twists that you also barely see in animation, I guess. It's also about kind of the pop culture, the system of the entertainment art industry, like music and acting and stuff like that, and how they treat women, especially girls that are like just at the start of their career, so around like say 18 to 20, where they just start and they're still young and all that, and how it can damage them and how the system is a bit fucked. So very interesting. It's kind of a bit murdery, all of that, so it's fun, really fun. It's been helping a lot with concentration, but also with inspo. I feel like now I have way more boxes in my brain where I can be like, oh yes, that looks like that, which I can make into that. And that also talks about this idea that I saw in another movie, in another video, and it's like that, and maybe I can use that just for thoughts, just in general, but also for creativity and all that. So helps a lot, and I really recommend. Also, just going to movie theaters as well, supporting the film community, because now it's kind of fucked with yeah. I'm so sleepy. Okay, I'm gonna make breakfast now. I'm really hungry, even though yesterday me and my mom, we ate so much for dinner.